Welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Slowly, I've got my desktop, I got my Rode microphone, I got my headset. I'm slowly getting back to my normal over here at the Bachelor barn. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Little echo still to fix because I moved my desk, but we'll get that straightened away. In the meantime, don't forget we have movie night tonight in about 1.5 hours, probably about an hour after this is uploaded. So make sure to join us on betterbachelor.locals.com for that. So a woman who became a man about 8 years ago is discovering life as a man kind of sucks. We see young people today, a lot of them making the leap, removing certain things and trying to make other things to make them a man. And really all it does is make them a non-functioning man, both physically and, unfortunately, emotionally. So this is from Libs of TikTok, and here's the video there. I zoomed it in a little bit, and I downloaded it. And that way, if it actually got removed, I'd still have it, because I found this last night and downloaded it. I'm going to let this play, and I want you to hear this person, what the experience is like going from being a woman to now, what's a word I can use, to now appearing and presenting and being treated like a man. That's maybe the most respectful way I can put it. And they're discovering very quickly that it's hard mode, and it's hard to make friends, and you're hated against, and all the things that many of us know. I'll let this play through and you can hear it.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning. Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to have people want to hug us. And to have people want to talk to us. And to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you.
Let me pause it here for a minute. As this person says, and the reason why I'm not going to say any, how YouTube is, because biologically this is still a woman, but as you can see from the lowering of the voice, the facial hair, if I were to meet this person, I would assume they are a man. So I would say, congratulations, it worked for you, a mission successful. But you can hear when, I'm just going to say he because it makes it easiest looking at this photo. Everything's so confusing now. When you look at him speaking, he still has the emotion and the connection and the feelings of a woman. He wasn't taught how to be a man and didn't have to go through the struggles of being a young man into becoming an older man. And so, all through school and all through life, women are treated better. They're offered friendship. They're offered help. They're offered a multitude of advantages where men aren't. We don't, let me reposition this a little bit. We don't have these advantages. We have to learn from a very early age that, hey, you have no one but yourself to rely upon. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to help you. There is no bailouts. It is a ride or die situation. And it's not as easy to make friends. And as he found out, women and people will walk across the street to get away from you because they automatically assume that you may be a harmful person or someone that will hurt them, because that's what society's been telling everybody, that men are bad and dangerous and not to be trusted. And, of course, this is a white man, so. And all of a sudden, it's not so fun.
And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid.
Okay, so it's all valid. The way they now are treating him, what he's saying, is it's valid. Okay, then welcome to the party. So you're saying that everything that they say about you, society, everything that society says about men, especially white men, especially straight men, is true about you. That's another thing that separates you from men. We don't believe any of it's true. And that's why we don't have a hard time with it. Because when people say we're bad or we're awful or we're, all these stereotypes that they will say men are, we just laugh it off. We just shrug it off. We say, you don't understand. You just don't understand how it is. But when you make the leap from a she has the emotions like a woman. She has the advantages of people wanting to offer help and come give aid and want to be supportive and give you hugs, and you're stunning and brave. But when you truly do pass as a he, that all goes away. There is no more you go girl. You got this. Let me give you a hug. No, you're on your own now. You're out there to dry. And the worst part is that he still has all the beliefs of a liberal woman. So it's like a liberal woman now seeing the world through the eyes of just your average man, still with those liberal beliefs, and all of a sudden finding out, hey, this isn't fair. I don't like this. But again, the conflict, we don't feel that. We're just like, whatever. So you've got the internals here. You've got the internal brain, the internal monologue, the history, the life lessons, the growing up as a liberal woman. But now you're just being treated like every other guy out there. And the two are not talking to each other. And I think that's where a lot of the angst and the unhappiness and the misery is coming for this person. It's not so easy out there, is it? And now in a roundabout way, he almost has to hate himself because he is now what feminists hate. A white, cis, straight dude. You went from at least somewhere up on the totem pole of being valued to now nothing. You are now invisible to society. No one's coming to save you. That's where you are.
But I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men. Because this is lonely. And I'm an emotionally mature man.
No. This is not an emotionally mature man. This is an emotionally mature woman now presenting as a man. And that's where all the trouble is starting. Because, again, young boys, young men are treated the way that he is now getting treated all their lives. But she had easy mode up until she became he. And then it's like going from adventure mode or story mode in a video game to hardcore mode, to, deathmatch. It's on now. It's
know how to build friendships, and it is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just...
In your small community where you can reach out to where you feel safe. That's not how men talk. That's not how men talk. That's not how men talk. We don't have communities where we feel safe. There's no place as a man you feel safe. I mean, maybe around your buddies, maybe at the local dive bar, but you never feel safe because there's always somebody that might bump into you and maybe try to give you a fight. The government certainly doesn't have any advantages for you. There's nothing left. You're on your own. Again, speaking and thinking and feeling like a woman, even though presenting as a man.
Help them feel maybe seen for a moment. Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships.
And that's where it ends. I don't think, I think it's, a minute 53 and a minute 53. I don't think it goes any farther on the end of libs of TikToks. Let me see if there's anything.
So that they can reach out.
Yeah, no, it's the same length. So what does it all boil down to? Now he is asking, hey, reach out. Maybe make sure that people are okay. Maybe touch base with them every once in a while and see what's going on. Oh, well, it's funny that women don't feel that way until all of a sudden they have the disadvantages and the loneliness and the struggle and the rough times that men face. Then now we need to do more for men. But when men that are men all their lives say, hey, why are laws only one way? Why is it okay not to hire me, but it's okay to hire women or, other demographics other than me? When we say something, it's shut up. And that's what he's going to have to go through now, is shut up. And the only way to escape, because this person does have an escape vector, which is, I'm part of the LGHD TV community. I used to be a woman. Now I'm a man. But if you don't mention that, if you don't say it, if you don't out yourself, if you just face the world as a man, you're going to have a rough time of it. And that's what testosterone does, and that's what life lessons do, and that's what fathers teach you, and that's what hard mode in society does, is you start learning these lessons at 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. As an 8-year-old, if you get into a scuffle with a young girl, neither one of you have hit the teens where you start to develop differently. That's why if you look at a 3 or a 4 or 5-year-old, depending on how they dress is the only way you have to know whether they're a boy or a girl. It's because the splitting hasn't happened yet. But even at that young age, you're treated differently as a young man versus a young woman. It starts early. This person has missed the first 20, 25 years of those lessons. Now imagine being 25 and all of a sudden slamming headfirst into becoming a man, presenting as a man, being treated like a man, being hated on like a man. That's why so many people, young people today especially, and especially young men, are saying, hey, you know what? This is hard. Is there an out for me? Is there an excuse? Oh, call me by this name or by this noun or by whatever. Whew. Got a little bit of a break. I'm treated a little bit better. Even though I don't maybe change anything here, I'll just put on a little bit of makeup and say differently, and now I'm treated differently. I'm treated better. I think that's an escape vector for a lot of young men today. The young women that are doing the opposite and that are going towards if they go far enough and they actually do present completely as a man, hard days. Welcome to the club, sir. Welcome to hard mode. Guys, don't forget, I've got the movie Saturday night at the movies. It's been such a long day. I almost forgot what I call my own event. Over on betterbachelor.locals.com. Links are down below. Come on over and join us. We're going to watch Sisu. I don't know what the other movie is. We'll get it figured out. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.